Hello everyone, my name is Nether and welcome to another episode from the single player LP series. Okay, so it has been a little while since I've released a video from this world, so let me give you a quick refresher of what we've been up to. So, the last 3 episodes, we have focused on this huge area we're looking at right now. This is a 300 by 300 perimeter. Absolutely nothing can spawn in here at all, apart from on these platforms. And this is a little thing I added between episodes. I added these gold blocks in, and these are actually the spawning platforms for the witch farms. So this is where the witch huts were, and I've just added these gold blocks in, and because it is daytime and they're uncovered, we won't see anything spawn, but where this red glass block is, this is the AFK point, and when we're here, all of these witch huts are in range. So standing here, we get all 4 of these working. So that's great. At the end of the last episode, I did say I had a few little things to do, and that was I had a few flying machines and platforms kicking around, and as you can see, I've got rid of all of those, and then I had another massive piece of land beneath me that I couldn't actually get to explode with the TNT. So I dug all that out manually, but it was only about 15-20 minutes, so not a problem at all. So we got all that done. But as I said, the last 3 episodes have been devoted to this area, and you'd think, now I've got the hard bit done, I'd want to get on with building these witch farms, but you know what, I'm going to shake things up a bit. We're going to do something different. It's the start of a new year, so what we're going to do, we're going to go back to where it all started, and we're going to do some work in this village, because I love this village, and I haven't done anything over here for absolutely ages, and there's a lot of space that we definitely need to fill up. So today, this is what we're going to be doing. But before we get on with that, I did have a little trip to the end in between episodes as well, because last time I completely run out of shulker boxes because I crafted up a load of slime blocks and filled all the remaining shulker boxes I had. So I was completely out. So this was an essential trip, and thankfully it was quite productive. So let's just have a look at what we've got. We've got quite a few iron and diamond tools. Some of the enchantments are rubbish, some of them are absolutely brilliant. That's a good start to a sword, that one right there. I hate fortune on shovels, so that's terrible. We'll probably take those off. The picks, cursed one, that's garbage. Silk touch and mending though, right off the bat, but then I did get one. Look at this. Shame that's on iron, but just sat in a chest. Efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and fortune 3. The end is definitely a great place to go when you need gear. And then we've got some diamond armor as well. Some of this cursed as well, but look at this. Some of this really good. Section 4 and unbreaking 3. I don't know. Mending. Yeah, some pretty good stuff in here. It's mainly chest plates though, and you know, we have an elytra, why we can need chest plates, but never mind. They're pretty good as well. Just need feather falling and mending on there, that'd be alright. So yeah, and then we've got a load of iron stuff as well, which I don't really need. I tend to just dump it in this chest here. Where is it? This one. Yeah, this is all the stuff I get from the end I use to just put in here. So all the iron goes in here, and I also keep the care stuff as well for some reason. I know it's completely useless and you can't take the enchantments off, but you never know. There may be an update one day that means that this could be useful, so I'll keep it here. You never know. So, we've had a look at those 3, but then this is what we went for. So, I managed to get another 6 elytras, so that's quite handy. And then I've also made an effort to get the end rods as well. I never normally do this. I always say that I'm going to grow the pepper and get the blazes and stuff, but I never do. So I thought I'll get some end rods, and that could be handy to have. Got 18 diamonds, 12 emeralds, a little bit of iron and gold as well. But this is what we went for. So we've got 2 stacks and 40 of shulker cells. So that's very, very good. That should keep us going for a little bit. So, a very productive trip. Okay, so before we get started on the project for today, I'll just show you another little thing that I've done in the Nether. Because I definitely want to do something with this soon. Because at the minute, we just have these tunnels that this cow seems to be enjoying. At the top, so this is just the bedrock ceiling here. I don't think we can see it. Might be able to win tunnel. Yeah, so we're right at the top of the Nether here, just below the bedrock. So I definitely want to move this down into a lower part so we can have something a bit more grand, because we can't go any higher up than this unless we break all of the bedrock, but that would be a little bit crazy. So where my portals were originally, I've built a platform just down here, and I've started this out so we can actually start moving the portals down. This is where the one for the witch farm's going to go, and then down here will be the one for the village, and then much further that way we'll have the one where the end portal is, but I do need to talk about that in a minute, so hopefully I won't forget. And then down here there'll be the one the Badlands and the gold farm, all that all that stuff. Everything we've got up there basically will be moving down here, and then this I believe is west. Is that right? Yeah, looking west, and that way is where the ocean monument is. So all of these things are projects that I considered doing today because I knew I definitely wanted to have a change from the perimeter that we've been working on for the last 3 episodes. But I thought we'd go back to the start and do a little bit in the village. So let's get back there and we'll make a start. Okay, so the area that I really want to address is this hill here. So over at this side, everything is quite closely packed together, and that's how I wanted it. It just feels kind of right to me. I like, with this style of build, I think it makes sense to have a lot of buildings close together, and it just having little walkways and alleys that you can go through. I really like it. So I want to have that everywhere in this village. Now, if we just go up to the sky, I'll show you a view that I see very often. So if we go right up, if we look down, I have an overhead shot, pretty much like that, as a desktop on my PC. And I absolutely love this village. I think it looks amazing from above. But when I'm looking at that, every single day, I always see this hill, and it's completely bare, apart from this map, which makes no sense. And then also, we have this area down here as well, that also needs something in it. So I want to absolutely pack all these areas with tons of houses and towers and whatever else I can think of. And I want a well there as well, but we'll get to that. So, as I said, this map makes absolutely no sense. And it is highlighting to me that I have made a massive mistake, and I don't like it. This is an absolutely huge area, and there is a point to it, because if you've been watching our series from the start, firstly, thank you very much, but secondly, you'll know that my plan for this is to have a transport route, or routes I should say. So going along here, it's going to be all a custom river, and this part here, this wasn't a river initially, this is the one that I built, and I'm planning on having it snaking its way down here, just taking the existing river and extending it, chopping it, changing it, as you do, all the way down to where my end portal village is. And that is about here, I think. So it's another 200-300 blocks past the end of this. Now, the reason I think this is a mistake is I've generated a lot of chunks and a lot of area to do this. And the problem with that is, in Minecraft 1.17, which, as we know now, is the Caves and Cliffs update, there's going to be a lot of terrain changes, obviously, to the caves and to the cliffs. So I'm guessing any snowy areas like this, they're probably going to be new terrain generation there. And definitely underground, it's all going to change. So anything I've generated here, as you can see, there's a lot, this will not get touched by the new terrain generation. So I don't like that. So what I do ideally want to do is get rid of all this. So there's various ways of doing that. There's MC Edit. I could just delete the region files, and there's another program I've been looking at that can delete chunks based on how long you've been in it. But that's all very nerdy, and not everyone's interested in that. So I won't go on about it too much. But that is my plan. I am going to get rid of as much of this as I can. Nothing that I've touched too much, and I definitely want to keep this village as well, because I built this bridge here, and I plan on doing something with this village and building a city a bit further on. But for now, I think I want to focus all my energy on building stuff over here. I've got the witch hut perimeter. Obviously, this map definitely needs updating, because this is all the old stuff. That's the slime chunk, that's the witch hut that's not there anymore. So yeah, definitely need to update that. But yeah, this map, I'm going to get rid of it all. And I'm actually going to get rid of all the generated chunks as well. But that is for another time. But I'm going to get rid of this map because I want to build something up here. So let me clean this up. I'll see how it looks. Okay, so I've cleaned up most of this map now. I have left this in place because this is the land that I am actually going to keep. I may have gone a bit crazy and got rid of too much there. But this is pretty much the stuff where I'm building at the moment. So I also updated these maps as well. I've just took them off and flown over there. And as you can see, this is now the witch hut perimeter as it looks now, with the water at the bottom. A few little bits of land there that I need to get rid of. And then we've got the gold blocks that represent where the witch farm's going to go. So, doesn't look that different really, but it will do. Once we get everything built over there, that's going to look amazing. But for now, this is what we're going to go with. So, I do want to move this as well, because I'm going to build on all of this. But I need to be a bit more careful, because these maps all have unique numbers on them, like this is ID 11, so I need to keep track of the order of these, so I can, when I move them, it'll be easy to put them back up somewhere. So I'll do that in a minute, because I just want to talk about what we're actually going to be doing here today, and what I'm thinking for this build. Okay, so the first little plan I've got is for two reasons. One, this nether portal, there's no design to it. It just looks completely out of place where it is. So I want to move it down. And the other reason why I'm thinking of doing that is because I've never really liked this gate as it is, just coming in from this side. So what I want to do, really, is take out the end of this hill and have it more of a cliff. Obviously, I will do a lot of terraforming here, make it look much better. But what I think I'm going to do, and I think I'm 90% there, I've decided I'm going to do this, is have a little cave down here and move the nether portal down into that. So it's going to be dug under here. It's going to be a cave going down with some steps. It may not be a completely like natural looking cave. It may be more of like a man-made kind of look with some stone brick and stairs and all that kind of thing. But we can get to that once we do it. Let's just get the layout sorted first, and then we can figure out how it's going to look. So we're going to have a cave. That's the first job. And then the next thing, I think, a stone brick wall. And then what I want to do is have a path up from this side. Now, I know I could just do this, but I'm just thinking out loud, so bear with me. So yeah, nether portal there, and we're going to have an entrance to a building here. And I think this is going to be a fairly big one, because as it's here, it could be a kind of lookout tower, or it could just be a really tall building. I don't know. So we'll have that there. And then down this side, there's not a lot of room down here, so I may need to shape this a little bit. But I think what I want to do is make this more of like a residential bit. So I know it's not the fanciest looking area, maybe like a poorer area of the village. And a few little houses. I do have some designs left over from when I did my starter house. I did have some much more modest designs than that. So I think I'll put a couple of those down here. Maybe duplicate them a little bit, turn them around, and I will try and come up with a reason for having them. I'm not one of those people that likes loads of just random houses stuck everywhere for no reason, just for looks. So I will probably come up with a reason for them. Maybe have some farms underground and have those houses as storage areas. I don't know, but we'll get to that. And also, we need to sort this out as well, don't we? So, this cobblestone here, it's supposed to look a little bit fancier than this. Let's go across here. Outside, I've definitely finished it. So, what it's supposed to be is look more like this. A bit more textured. Lot of texture variation. We've got the leaves in, and the slabs. And just make it look like it's holding up this wall. Like a bit of fortification, that's what it's supposed to be. And I think I did it around this side as well. Now, you got to bear with me because this was episode 4 when I did this, I think it was, when I built this wall. But yeah, I did it down here as well with all like the swamp stuff. And then I think I got a little bit lazier as I got around this side. Yeah, so it's done across here because this is where the gate is. And then around this side, I know it's definitely not done. So yeah, it just stops there. So I want to get this done as well. And then what else we got? Definitely around here. And I think most of the inside isn't done as well. What we got? Yeah, down here. Definitely is doing. I've got a few random farms around here as well. I don't know if I've ever shown this as well, but this is my drop down to what is going to be my sewer. So someone did ask me in the comments if I'd abandoned this idea, because this is quite an old idea. I did say this was going to be a sewer system that goes under the village and under every other village and town that I have in this world. And as you've just seen on the map, that's going to be stretching 2,000 blocks. So that's how far this was going to go. So someone asked if, because I've done this perimeter now, is that still going to happen? But this was always the plan, to have a sewer running into here and have the water flowing down like that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then we'll have it for anything we've got over there, which is the Badlands, like Blackstone area. So we'll have another one coming from that area, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. But that is a massive job, so I don't plan on doing any of that today, but you never know. So I think what I'll do, if I do anything on that, I'll have a tunnel going into that main one from this village, and maybe have some other little ones going to each of the houses. I think that could be pretty good, and I can just drop down from any of the houses and then go into there. And then my other plan is to have a well here, and this will have a bubble elevator in that. So if I'm ever down in those tunnels, I can go into the bubble elevator and get back to the surface. Just nice and easy. So I've been talking a lot. Let's get on with some building. Okay, so that in my opinion, is a drastic improvement. We've moved it down into this little cave, and I did say I didn't know if it was going to be natural or man-made, and I think looking at it, it looks more natural, but it's had a bit of improvement done over time, and just a little bit of maintenance, so it's a bit of a cross between the two, but, you know, I think it works, so that'll do for me. Now, with this bit, I said I wanted to open this up a bit, and I didn't really do that, but I think that's going to be alright, because what I want to do is actually build something going up this way. Now, have I got anything on me? Let's go with that. So if we just have some kind of path going up here, I think that could be pretty good, because what I've got here now, I've actually started marking out where these houses are going to be going. So this one we've got at the front here, it doesn't actually look that big, but this is the one that's going to be going quite high into the air, so this is going to be the biggest one. And then I think if we have a path going around either side, so actually let's just pop down here and we'll have a look at what we've got going on. So this was my plan. I had this little cave and then a little bit of a cliff, and then we've got these steps going up here to have an entrance to this building just here. And then we're going to have a path going down this side up to this bit, and then if we have another one going around here, there's lots of little ways getting around, and that's the kind of thing I'm trying to do, just like we've got over at that side. So if we just jump up here, I have put a building here. I'm not entirely sure about this because it might be a little bit close down here, but again, this is the kind of thing I'm trying to do. So we're going to pack them in as tight as we can, and this one here actually has a balcony in front of it. So again, this is going to be quite tight, but this is how I want it. And then it opens up a little bit down here. We've got some really tiny buildings down here as well, and this is actually what I was talking about. These were going to be the start house before I came up with that one. It was just going to be a little 5x3 with just a little peak roof on it. And obviously I didn't go for this in the end, but they are going to come in handy, and I'm going to put a few of those in down here. Some of them are going to have the entrance on the short end, and some of them are going to have them on the wider end. I may not close them up on all sides. Some will be houses, some of them could be little storage areas, some of them can be just like open covered areas. So yeah, we're going to put a few more buildings down here as well. I'm not entirely sure. I may move this one. I'm not sure about this one being here, but the reason I've done it is because I didn't want a path just going straight down like this and having all the buildings in a line. I wanted it to be a bit of a twist and turn. So having a building here, obviously it forces you to go this way and around, and just having little things to explore. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Building style wise, we're going to be pretty much going for something similar to what we've got going on already with houses over there. So it's mainly going to be the stone, oak and spruce, and then we'll mix in a few other things. There may be some chimneys out of the brick, or maybe some of the bone blocks on the upper floors. We'll do a few little different things just to vary things up a bit. But I think for now, I should stop waffling on, and we'll get into another time lapse and get these things built. Okay, so what do we think? Personally, I like it. I think this has gone very well. It's obviously a massive change from what we had there before. We've got a few houses up there now instead of just that crazy map that made no sense at all. The flooring as well is quite different to everything else we've got going on in the village. So after the time lapse, I've started to introduce a little bit of stone into these paths just so we can start blending it in together. And I'll probably start doing that around this area as well, just so it's not all just dirt. Because at the moment, this does stand out a little bit. If we just step back a bit, This is like a massive stone brick in the middle of like a more rustic looking village. We definitely need to tweak it a little bit just to make it fit, but I think the buildings themselves are absolutely amazing. I do like these. This one is a bit of a beast, and there are a couple of little things I need to sort out. I have left that intentionally blank because I think I'm going to do something on this side just to break up the symmetry of this a little bit. Maybe an archway going out, or maybe a chimney on this side. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I had a lot to do, so I just wanted to get on with it. So inside, very bare at the moment. I am going to do some interiors, but not today, because interiors themselves can take quite a while, but my plan is to have a wall across here, a room into there, and then on the next level, similar thing, room going that way, and the view from here is awesome. I love this. Look at it. I can even see the perimeter. Look at that. That's not a good thing, though. We want to make this look pretty, so I'm thinking of having like a tree line going along there, but we will get to that at some point. So, the other buildings do quite like these as well. This is the next one, and I did actually toy with the idea of moving this because I didn't know if I liked it this close, but now I've got them all done and all the buildings in. These little alleyways and stuff, I really like this. So this one, again, no interior for the moment, but we have got a chimney on the back of this one, so that's I'm probably going to put some smokers down here or furnaces, but again, we'll get to that. And then go around here, we've got some very, very simple ones. These are just 3x5s inside. Again, no interior. And then this one at the back, there was no time lapse for this because the recording didn't work, but never mind. It looks cool anyway. I think this is my favourite out of all of them as well, apart from the big one. I just really like it. We've added the brick and the bone blocks as well, which is what we've got over at the blacksmith shop, which you can't see from here because everything is so cramped, which I absolutely love. And then here we've got a second floor as well, so lots of interiors to do, which could be fun. I'll probably get that done next time. And then again, after the time lapse, I started adding in all these leaves as well, because you know you got to have leaves covering everything. So we already had them down here anyway, so I just started piling them up next to this house, just making it blend in a little bit better, and I think that looks pretty cool. So yeah, got a few more tweaks to make, mainly with the floor really, just making this work. And then we've got a few like planar areas on these houses that I need to sort out. I've got 2 random grass blocks there for some reason. Anyway, and then we've got this path going around here up against the wall, so I need to get some of the slabs along here, smooth this out a bit, make this look nice and pretty. But I think for a day's work, that's not bad. I think we've done really, really good there, and I'm very happy with it. See what I mean? From up here, it does look like a big slab of concrete on top of dirt, so definitely need to smooth this out a bit and tweak the paths a little bit, but you know, it's looking good. I like it. So there we are. That is the first episode of 2021 done, and it is one from the single player world. And if you do follow all of my other content, you'll probably know that I am a little bit inconsistent, and that's putting it really mildly. I don't normally make New Year's resolutions, but I think what I'm going to try and do is be a bit more consistent with my content. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to say I'm going to do a single player episode on this day and a Ramblecraft episode on that day, because in real life, I'm very busy as well, and it's just not practical for me to do that. But I will commit to alternating the episodes, because what I tend to do at the minute is do 3 or 4 episodes of Ramblecraft before I actually get around to doing an LP episode, and there's no real reason for that. That's not how I want to do it. So I am going to start alternating them. So we'll have one of each, and then if I get a bit of extra time, I'll throw in a modded episode every now and then as well. So that's my plan. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you think of these builds as well. But for now, I'm going to have to leave it there. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.